Welcome to Music Motors. Now, if you're new to this, please, if you like this video, like, subscribe, click the bell icon and support what I'm doing so I can keep making these and make sure you see them basically. My name's Tom Ken, and in this episode of Music Motors I am in the 2019 Volvo V60. Now the V60 has a long heritage, to be fair, and Volvo in estate cars goes back even further. Now a V60 starts at around £32,000 on the road. You get a D3 Momentum. This is a Momentum Pro. This is a T5 Momentum Pro, and yes, that Volvo Heritage T5. This one's around £43,000 on the road, but it does have a variety of options, including IntelliSafe, upgraded sound system, tow bar, paint. So you are getting what you're paying for. This is a car which Volvo claim is ridiculously safe, and to be fair, on absolute bottom entry level spec, comes with more safety features than you can ever think you're going to need, and effectively is a perfect family car. So in this episode of Music Motors, here's the 2019 Volvo V60.
The local economy run. Now, on paper, combined real world, this should be getting something around 41 miles per gallon. This is now going to be a city economy test. What's it actually going to turn around on your normal commute? This will be a proper commute. It's like 7:45 in the morning, and there's going to be lots of cars about. So I'm not holding my hopes up because of what I've already seen in this. I'm expecting probably mid to low 20s, but we'll see. Prior to stopping, it was 25 miles per gallon. Moving around knocked it down to 24.4, but it's averaged 25 miles per gallon over a 8.4 mile journey. Now, this doesn't have the biggest fuel tank, so if you're using this to commute to work and you only have, say, 10 miles each way to do, then one tank of fuel a week will do you. There's nothing else I can fault about that journey. It was comfortable, it was smooth, it was easy, visibility's good, all except the giant pillar in the back blocking some of your visibility there. It's very easy to drive, and in eco mode it's fine. However, that was a relatively easy run. It was a lot easier traffic than I thought it was going to be, and I also drove sensibly. If you like to have a bit more fun, that's going to be a bit less.
Outside, Volvo have over the years made their cars more and more beautiful, to the extent they're at now where I seriously don't think they could possibly make an ugly car. This Momentum Pro looks no different on the outside to a standard Momentum, except you can have nicer alloy wheels. But these sleek lines that Volvo are using throughout the range now, this new design language, which is in keeping with the original Volvo design language of years gone by, is just so utterly beautiful and striking. Really nice bold lines, but without being too OTT. This isn't something like a Japanese car where it's really bold and sometimes you go, This is a car which in any circumstance looks absolutely beautiful. From up front, the daytime running lights, they're bright and go with the curves of the car. They're there to let people know you're there, but equally they're not out of place. Some cars have daytime running lights that don't fit in with the design. Volvo have put these daytime running lights in so it doesn't affect the design and the flow of the car. The front end looks very sleek and minimalist, but very beautiful. The side of the car is striking the whole way down. Yeah, it's an estate car, but it looks great. When you get to the back of it, well, it still looks great. It looks like a Volvo, you can tell it's a Volvo, but even the light cluster is so absolutely brilliantly designed that it's just beautiful the whole way round. Something funny to consider though, this is finished in denim blue. I think it's a £650 option. It kind of looks like an undercover police crime car. So in this kind of spec, not being an inscription, kind of being more low end, people genuinely think you're a marked old bill, so they don't end up tailgating you and driving aggressively near you.
You join me inside the Volvo because while it does look lovely outside, it's actually freezing cold. I am about to drive to my gig and see what economy I get on the go. I'm not expecting high numbers. T5, as much as on paper it should do well, in reality doesn't quite achieve that because this is a bit more of a performance car. However, I would expect to see about 35. That's what I'm hoping I'm going to get. That's fingers crossed, 35 miles per gallon. If I get more, great. If I get less, well, it's a performance car-ish, so you kind of expect that. Need to buy some new GoPro batteries because these seem to be failing quite a lot, but the result 41.5. Now it's a combined run, and that's very close to what Volvo say it should get combined, but I wasn't going for it. That was a very easy run. I drove at 60 miles an hour on the motorway to try and get the better fuel economy. At 70, that probably would have been about 36, 37, which in the grand scheme of things isn't bad. So I suppose you can say on the motorway this does pretty well. It probably, without town driving, would have got about 45, 46 miles per gallon on the motorway at 60 miles an hour, probably about 41 at 70. But around town it's a heavier car, it's a 2-litre block. It really is not suited to the city.
When you get onto the inside of the V60, you, especially considering this is Momentum Pro, it really reminds you just why Volvo are worth the premium. Because this is an interior which, well, yeah, it does have plastics going around them. It's soft touch plastics, bundled with really lovely finishing touches and immaculate leather. This car smells amazing, this car feels amazing. When you close the door, you feel quality. Everything about this car is quality, down to the fact that when you're driving around town, it's utterly silent. This is a car which is so peaceful on the motorway too, because the sound deadening so good on the inside is brilliant. From a driver's point of view, the visibility is fantastic. Volvo typically don't do small crap wing mirrors. Everything's great. Centre mirror, huge. This mirror, brilliant. Visibility all the way around is amazing, and it's really comfortable. And it continues to your passengers, getting bundles of amenities and comfort, leg space. I mean, the back seats, with my seat in the normal position, gives your passengers bundles and bundles of room. Now, also consider this. The sound system, the Harman & Kardon, means that your passengers and yourself have a blissful journey. While not as good as the Bowers & Wilkins system, which you get in things like an XC90, because that is probably the best sound system you can get in a car at all. It's very easy to fall in love with the sound system in this car. It is a relatively big cabin space to fill out, and realistically in BMW, Harman & Kardon to me only really get it right in the small cabin cars. Anything bigger than a 3 Series I really don't think is very good in it, but I suppose this is only ever so slightly bigger than a 3 Series, so it's absolutely nailed. It's crisp, it's clear, it's punchy, it's completely adaptable. The infotainment screen is, well, perfect as you need in front of you. It's a different orientation to what everyone else uses, and it's really convenient. Very easy to use. The navigation's very easy to use, comes up in front of you. And I mean, as standard, you're getting that sat nav anyway. So from the inside point of view, it is very comfortable, very, I feel like, safe. I feel that it's not going to get damaged over years and years and years of driving. And with all the different packs and telesafe and stuff, you have your heads-up display, you have your pilot assist. It's a super nice car to be inside of. And if you're going to put your family in it, well, Volvo is probably the best family car you could ever buy because, well, we all know how safe Volvos are. I think they're kind of an industry standard. Performance and economy is where I feel that this suits more like a diesel engine. The T5, don't get me wrong, is an amazing engine. It's 250 brake horsepower, 350 newton meters of torque. It's 145 top speed and gets you to 62 miles an hour in 6.7 seconds. It's no slouch, but the economy alongside that is quite poor. Now, right now, I've been on the motorway quite a lot, and I gave this a real 60 mile an hour run to get it up. And that's about it. It's already back down to 29.5 miles per gallon. Now, Volvo say they should get 41.5 combined. It is achievable if you're very lucky and you're very careful and you drive at 60 on the motorway and you don't get held up in traffic jams. But in the real world, you're probably not going to achieve it. From the hands-on driving point of view, this is a super relaxing car to drive. You do get feedback, but equally, you're not having to concentrate all the time to do it. You can use pilot assist if you get really bored on the back roads. Yeah, it will do back roads. As long as there's lines for it to follow, it can do it. The brakes are very punchy and can stop you as you need. Everything about this car is very balanced. It feels really solid on the road, but you don't think of it like the old Volvos. The 850, I'd be scared to throw that into a corner hard, but this I wouldn't. Aside from that small imperfection really with this specific engine, just it's a bit too juicy for me, this is a really competent on-the-road car in any circumstance. The lock is really, really good for around town, but equally it's quite a stiff ride when it needs to be without being adaptive. This is a car which, when you're on back roads, doesn't give you loads of flail around, doesn't roll into corners, but equally on the motorway is very, very comfortable to drive. I can totally feel where the wheels are. I can totally feel everything that's going on in the car. Nothing's out of bounds for this car.
It's rather early. I mean, it's dark out, it's 6:30 in the morning. I'm heading to Goodwood because it's estate car Sunday for Breakfast Club. This is an estate car. Now, they don't accept just anything, it has to be something different. It has to look great. And thus far, I've already seen this looks great. So I'm just going to put it alongside a load of other competitor estates. Some will probably be considerably faster because they'll have a V8 strapped to it. But just seeing what else is available in the estate world.
So is the V60 the best car Volvo's ever made? Well, that's entirely down to what you need it for. See, the boot is more than big enough for what I need, but you may need more space. You may love a petrol engine, but need considerably better fuel economy. You may want a diesel. Well, you can go for a diesel, and the diesel will get considerably better fuel economy, but you might want a petrol. It's a car which, depreciation-wise, isn't going to be too hard, although all cars are kind of hit relatively, shall we say, aggressively at the beginning of their ownership. It's a car which is just so good at doing everything while being slightly understated at doing it. It's not too expensive if you want a bottom end without loads of options, but still loads of safety features. You're only paying like £32,000 on the road. If you want an Inscription Pro and you want bundles of extras, you are going to be paying a massive premium, because just remember, you are going to be given tons of technology too. So from the outside, beautiful, stunning, typically Volvo lines. If that's what you want, this has it. From the inside, comfortable, quiet, but still giving you that sporty driving feel. And to be fair, if you're very careful with this T5 engine, decent fuel economy. You could go for a mild hybrid and you wouldn't see much different on that fuel economy. And then you'd have the electric capabilities too. I think Volvo have absolutely nailed every portion of this car, and it's not too expensive, so really, well done Volvo. Just a shame the fuel economy couldn't be a little bit better.